This tip is about always having a reason for your question. We ask a lot of questions to prospects all the time. And you ever been asking questions, you can almost feel the client or the prospect being a little hesitant to give you the answer. It's like, sales rep, what are you going to do with that information? Well, tell them what you're going to do with that information. Always have a reason for your question. And by the way, this is going to help you come up with better questions. So as you're preparing for your meetings and you're coming up with questions that are hopefully specific to that client, think to yourself and assume that the client is going to push back on you and say, why do you need to know that? And you have a reason. And sometimes you can even preempt their answer with your reason. For instance, I used to sell IT services. And when I would work with a client, I'd always ask about who the competition was. And sometimes I'd get that hesitance. I'm not willing to tell you that, right? We're talking to 3 different vendors. And it wasn't that I was going to change my approach if I knew who the competition was. I just needed to make sure they were comparing us to our peers and not everybody else. Because we did outsourced IT services that we cost, $3,000 to $5,000 a month to manage your infrastructure for small businesses. There was very direct competitors, named competitors that I knew. But then there was other competitors like solo consultants, a one woman or one man show that would charge $50 an hour and come running whenever you had a problem. Then there was a group of engineers, 3 or 4 engineers that would get together, some best practices, maybe charge $100 an hour, blocks of hours. And then there was us, monthly recurring revenue, monthly recurring service. And so because I got that hesitance so often, I would actually start giving the reason before the client even answered. So for instance, hey, so who else are you talking to? And look, the reason I ask is because if you're talking to us, all covered corporate IT solutions, then you're comparing apples to apples. But if you're comparing us to a solo consultant and a 5-person IT shop, you're comparing apples to oranges to lemons, and you're going to have a hard time making this decision. That's why I'm asking. And when I did that, you could see them relax a little bit, because when you give someone a reason, they're far more open to giving you the information or letting you do what you're looking to do. So think about that when you come up with questions. What's the reason for your question? And is it self-serving, by the way? Because if the reason is self-serving, then look, it's a qualification question. And I get that, those are necessary. But if the reason is in their best interest or about them, now that's discovery. And now you're getting somewhere, all right? So always have a reason for your question. Make it happen.